Like, right. Right here. Alright, let's go.
Estamos en directo, a ver. Quería checar que se escuche bien, pero bueno, creo que no va a dar tiempo. Espero que se esté escuchando bien. Vamos a ver la primera partida. El early de Mongraal y Savage. El dúo favorito de toda la comunidad. A ver. A ver.
On the left.
I have this. Do I have this?
You take it.
Where are you landing?
They're gonna have to land. He lands on his.
No, he gets it. No, I'm dead. No.
No, le ganó arma, bro. Murieron.
Pues sí, es que hay un juego ahí.
No, es un 2v1, bro.
¿Y es que son los franceses?
Sí.
Fuck.
No, almost.
¡Qué asco!
No, bro. Media hora.
That's so annoying.
Sí, bro, media hora esperar es lo más culero. Estos que traen 1000 de delay.
¿Me perdieron?
Sí.
No,
Da
manches.
steht bei dir auch schnelle Verbindung her?
No, perdieron.
Estoy
Es que
en
tienen
la
mucho delay. Fuck, bro.
Reinicia
Schön gewesen.
la página.
Oh,
O sea, dale.
Should I screen share?
Dale.
If you can, if it doesn't affect your PC, yeah.
I can.
But if you have
Ah,
the only.
ahí.
Bei dir, can you screen share?
Yeah, he is. I just want your maths, you know? That's all.
Fuck.
Na, dann
It's fine.
kriegst du auch eine One PC.
Video Mats.
That's fucking go, boys.
It's the bus, by the way. It's the bus.
Actually, the boss man.
It's actually the
It's
bus.
actually the bus. It's actually the bus we were talking about. That's
Do we
crazy.
go for that job?
Así traen delay.
Was machen wir
Te
dann?
digo.
Hola, where you got?
Einfach
Gelacht,
das gleiche wie immer.
¿Tienes, bro? Leche.
No, Rezon.
Komplett gebackene Luft.
Y Boreal. A estos le caen dos dúos, bro. Uno es
Er war
buenísimo.
ein Tute.
Ja, ich weiß schon.
Misha Denny, algo así se llama. Y otro dúo.
Sind wir bekannt?
Nee. Die landen aber oben auf mehr, glaube ich.
Ja, ich weiß.
Auch nicht.
Joder.
Aqua ist auch dran.
Nee, oder? Ah doch, Aquascon.
Mach Loot-Route.
Ja, mach. Ich hab Sniper. Ah ne, ein Forster, ja.
Ich hab Minis und Tag-Instant.
Ich hab Bären. Ich hab keine Sniper-Action.
También el Peter Griffin. Quería ver si se escuchaba bien, bro.
Sube el volumen. Un control de la.
Pump hier.
Ich hab Tag.
Ja, ich hab auch keinen Attack.
Ich got Chest.
Digga, wo ist die Chest? Ah. Mhm. Hast du ein Mini?
Ich hab einen Weg. Ich hab auch Minis hier. Ich hab irgendwo Mini gehabt.
Ich hab Mini. Da oben ist noch eine Chest, aber ich kann sich holen, der ist gerade gelaufen.
Ist Grappler, ne?
Ja, hab. Warte. Ganz raus.
Ich hab richtig gut Loot und die zweiten Auto.
Ich nicht. Aber allgemein nicht so gut Loot. Töten Peter.
Irgendwann. Ich würde dafür gehen, Auto.
Ich hab einen Enforcer, ja. Das bringt nichts. Digga, das ist das beste Team mit dem besten Loot. Wir sollen einfach irgendeinen Shitter fighten oder maybe Aqua verpacken oder so. Trust. Aber mein Loot jetzt gut hätte ich auch gesagt, aber ich hab halt nicht mehr hier.
Wir haben Double SMG hier. Und blau. Und Double Grapple. Ich kann instant da sein eigentlich.
Ja,
No, ich pushe. Einer schaut oben.
ja dann scheiße. Das hab ich mir schon gedacht.
Hola.
Digga, ich hab nur 2 Berries und 2 Medkits, ne?
Ich hab ein Medkit.
One medkit, 3 bigs.
Soll ich die SMG nehmen anstatt die Enforcer, ja?
Immer Medkits.
He has AK, I think.
Und du kannst SMG auch nehmen.
Ich nehm das oder. Ja, gib mir die Loot.
Ich hab richtig Schiss.
Okay.
Ja, ne? Nimm das.
Minis? Okay, dann nimm die Minis hier, wenn
Nimm
du willst.
Medkits. Nimm Medkits.
Ja, Medkits?
Nimm Medkits.
Ja.
Ich hab alles.
Ja, auch eigentlich.
Ich hab noch 500 Gold. Also
Ich hab 0.
It's gonna give him the upper hand in terms of shield, but Noms now might even be looking to pick up his duo partner. Queasy hasn't started yet on Thomas HD, so Cringe and Noms will be able to get picked out as a duo quicker.
It's about how fast they want to try to go ahead and push in. And right now, they got the green light. They're immediately trying to bull rush in. Queasy outside of the door gets the revive onto Thomas. We will continue this fight, Takata, towards Lavish Slayer, but both of these teams have to be careful. The longer this fight takes, the more potential third parties coming in and disrupting the entire thing.
Queasy now forced to look around, find a bit extra loot. Thomas HD on a sliver of HP as Noms and Cringe have healed back up. Now with both players split up opposite sides of the Lavish layer. Huge med kit found for Thomas HD.
Not just the med kit, look at the materials. I believe he maybe even found some sort of llama or something. Gets the grapple blade, crash pad. A huge find for Queasy and Thomas to kind of start this game off. Now, against Noms and Cridge, they're just completely outmatched in terms of material, in terms of utility. All Thomas and Queasy do is need to give themselves a green light to go ahead and try to fight this, and they're going to be more than enough ready.
Issue is taking engagement here when their opponents have such an elevation advantage on top.
Ich push.
25, 50, 50.
Ja.
Der andere schießt auf mich. Ich wurde vom anderen gehittet.
Da oben,
Der andere ist on top.
da oben.
Nein, ich muss backpoppen, Chill. Die sind kacke. Die hört mir.
Einer ist oben wieder, was auf?
Ja. Ich geh auf den oben.
Ja, ich lade nach und dann krieg ich auch hoch.
Der wird gehittet, der wird getaggt. Ich wurde gehittet, minus 100. Ich brauch Hilfe.
Ja, da runter.
Ja, du musst zu mir kommen, ich kann nicht runter dort. Ich bin bei dir, Actually. Hast du Minis?
Ich hab mit Pix. Nein, ein paar Pix.
Okay. Ich bin 50. Ich habe ihm nochmal einen 70er gegeben.
How much did he hit him?
Bro, I hit him about 130. I think.
That's good.
Ich glaube dir den Big, wir gehen gerne back ins Snooty für das Jizz.
Yes.
Da
Die haben sich selbst gecrackt. Die haben sich selbst gecrackt mit der Dings.
Ja. Wir können einfach reinlaufen jetzt.
Ja, warte, ich replace.
20. Peace. 100.
One HP dead!
Full finish.
Make space.
Ja, make space. Hab finish.
Nice, good shit. Huge deal.
Zu.
Ja, true. Mal.
Just let him heal up.
Ja. I need the shotgun.
Der ist
so.
nicht deine Wand.
Ich weiß, ich aim sie ab. Der chillt da.
The deal only has 2 meds now.
Ich bin on dir.
Oh, ich hab ihn fast gepumpt. Ich nehm die Ball hier kurz.
Ja. Da geht der Grapple weg.
Lila Pump. Willst du die Lila Pump spielen oder soll ich?
Ja, ich spiel dir.
Ja, spiel du die. Ich hasse die Shotgun. Okay, wollen wir back ins Snooty gehen? Good shit, bro, du bist der beste
Yeah,
Spieler.
I think so, but you have to be like, you have to farm.
Medallion is away. Ja.
Yeah.
Einer Alpha Just
Erstmal nichts.
Just Längde. Du bist der beste Spieler, Bro. Good fucking shit. Pass auf, oben nur rechts und Alpha.
Ja, komm unter die Brücke, da sind die ganzen Bricks. Bei Windmühle sind Team.
Ja. Ich bin angetaggt, aber ich bin fein als mit.
Im Tod am Shaken. Der Shake halt so 5 funktioniert nicht.
Ja, das auch. Aber jetzt haben wir einen Kill, jetzt direkt bei mir. So mal,
We're far away from each other, but really fun.
Yeah.
But
Pixie dead, by the way.
To heal up, even though they do have the edge on this engagement, they want to make sure both players get healed up before even taking the 2v1. They can see now wall replace is coming through, but they're almost waiting for that perfect moment to strike, as now Rezon continues breaking through. The opponent is feeling nervous. Grapple blade made or put up to good use now, and it looks like Prism's gonna get out of there.
Yeah, so that loot that they were able to gather, you can see them changing it around, knowing their roles as well, giving on over that purple hammer pump on over to each other, making sure that they have enough. But this is a fight I feel like we've been seeing all weekend long. Kiro and Kaduo versus Vico and Pink. for that forecast tower. You see full control all over to Vico and Pink in terms of the card, but being able to use it's a whole nother story. They got to go through Kiro and Kuduo to make that a possibility.
Deja vu is what I'm feeling from this duel. We've seen it time and time again. Kiro Kuduo going up against Pink and Vico for this forecast tower. We know how impactful it can be for the rest of the match, showing those upcoming zones before they appear. It's important. It's part of their game plan to secure it, but it also opens up that extra risk, Jacob, where you kind of have to take that back and forth engagement. And with one team turtled up around the forecast tower, the other one up above, they don't want to waste time here.
Yeah, that's perfect wording. They don't want to waste time. They had 8 materials on one of the 2 players there. They have to disengage. They have the cards. They don't have to worry about the forecast tower going on over to somebody else. So they're just going to farm up. Hopefully that team does disengage. That way they can get the free forecast tower. But we'll see how that one goes with how much of a hard-fought battle it's been all weekend long. Merstash, Malabuka, not too far from Fencing Fields, where they claim the majority of that loot, but they get paused here as Merstash takes a huge snipe from the third party.
Fencing Fields, triple contested. It's not a easy situation to get out of. And look at this, Jacob. The forecast tower engagement. Veno, Tayson are going to be the third party. The extra duo that says we want a piece of that action, forcing now both duos to kind of walk away from it. I believe it was Pink and Vico who had that card. So I don't think anybody has secured it yet.
Yeah, not just yet, but they're not going to be able to. Pink and Vico ran away. They disengaged. Kiro and Kudo doing the same thing. Veno and Tayson, probably from Grand Glacier, saw that it was still up, wanted to see what all the noise was about. With no commotion going on, they're just going to continue moving forward in towards the zone. It's not necessarily a part of their game plan every single time, but it's definitely something that they want to get curious about and see if they can gather it. And it does look like Kiro and Kudo are just going to kind of stay back along with Pink and Vico. That one could get dangerous as soon as the zone continues to move forward.
Taking a look now at Cammy and Seti, who were tied for the most victory royales in the qualifiers with Vico and Pink. And you know why. This duo screams consistency. They had some rough patches in the semis to make it here. But now it's game day, Jacob. Grand finals, 2 days of competition. And they're going to choose to stay in the zone and fish up a little bit with those shield breaker EMPs.
Yeah, not too strange from their game plan. And I will say from Seti and Cammy, they're more of our prime time players in this lobby. During the qualifiers, I expected them to get a VR, but it was consistency through and through for Seti and Cammy. Not too strange from what we see them, especially not only in the Invitational, but the Global Championship run as well. They know exactly how to play in these high pressure situations. It's like Yanis and Flixie. Yanis, expert in his own, multiple FNCS championship, trying to get Flixie his first. And this is the team in EU that has been on fire recently. You heard the analysts break it down. They won the most recent Duo Cash Cup. And I got to ask you, are you a believer in curses? Do you think it's kind of out the window this time around?
Look, it's been a saying for a long time in Fortnite competitive history. You don't want to get first place in that Cash Cup. But I mean, they broke it down on the desk in terms of numbers. There is a good possibility. What I'm more curious about here for Yanis and Flixie is, I believe they were contested by Robin and Medax, but no elims on the board. I also don't know where their opponents have went to. And if they haven't gotten any damage or any tags, they're incredibly healthy in terms of materials, ammunition, and their loadout for the rest of the match. But with the zone pulling further from the drop spot, they are going to have to get on that surge route.
Yeah, and just before we kind of switch, I saw Forecast Hour still up for grabs. Got to imagine Pink and Vico making it a part of their game plan to loot some HP heals. So that way, when they do overstay, they're welcome in the zone. It's not going to be too damaging to them. And you see the threshold numbers this time around. It's updated Storm Surge here in this FNCS. And if you guys don't know what Storm Surge is, it's a mechanic built into the game to force action within one another. And those on the left are going to be the zones. On the right is the remaining players before Storm Surge turns off. So if it's above that player count, Storm Surge will activate. You see in Zone 3, requires 90 remaining players. And since we're at 75, we'll not get Storm Surge up until about Zone 4, maybe Zone 5.
And although there are 24 players competing in their first ever FNCS finals, there's also some of the most experienced veterans in Fortnite competitive competing here today who know exactly how to play around these difficult Storm Surge lobbies. You can see the paths some of them have already, basing up on top of ridges, hills, high elevated areas to get those tags on the players that are rotating through. But if you're on the edge of the zone, depending on where it closed, how far it is from your drop spot, it might be much more difficult.
And just looking at Pleasant Piazza being in the zone, you know, I drop a Nebs. They made a whole rotation from the east all the way around the south to the west side where they're positioned at now. Depending on how many teams actually stayed there, which is not super contested like we have seen on some other regions. So I would think Storm Surge is a little bit of a worry for them. But with the elevation that they have, and I think their position overall, it's not going to be too hard for them to gather it, as long as they don't wait for Storm Surge to actually activate and force themselves to go in.
Looking back, King and Phaser potentially could make history this weekend, coming from the Brazilian region, competing on EU, and in the first FNCS they do so, making it to the grand finals. We did see that they're contested, but in game one they have come out on top. So they are definitely starting off strong. And look at this, Jacob. 3 separate duos all at the same time going for Rift Island.
Yeah, even though it doesn't grant you points, there's just so much loot to gather up there. The elevation, the heals, it's just a huge resurgence to your game plan. And somehow Veno is going to be the one on top of the mountain. Tayson trying to farm up, but he's just like all-seeing eye, gathering information for him and Tayson. And as soon as they don't like the position, they're going back to farming up. A lot of players here stuck now on top of Rift Island have to make that decision. Do they actually want to contest the point or just find their position at the top and try to shoot around?
I mean, there's so many objectives each of these duos could have. They might just want to get to a position where there's a lot of duos around them so they can get that damage, get those tags. They might just want the loot from the flag. They might just want to be in a good position where they have that option to rotate when zone does pull further. Under the Rift Island, there are rifts that appear that a lot of duos will be boxing up on. There's launch pads on the Rift Island that you can use to rotate. There's so many factors, so many benefits that you can get from this location. But for right now, it's all about damage.
Yeah, and I can see the forecast tower card just left there on the ground. Pink and Vico, I really don't think they had a chance to actually grab the forecast. With Kiro and Kudo contesting it, Veno and Tayson making their way, it's almost one of those things in the game that's very, very useful that goes to the wayside. Pink is going to go ahead and lead that charge. No shields on to Vico really to follow up, but I imagine they're just holding their spot here, grabbing 2 different boxes for now, so that way they can try to get 2 different angles on any teams rotating on this part of the zone.
Now that the forecast section of the match has ended, it's more about the combat caches now, that extra loot that you find throughout the map, the engagements that arise from it. But I believe Pink and Vico are even taking shots at a solo there. He has disengaged now, but in 2 separate boxes, they do have more vision. There's 20 seconds until 4th zone closes. So we'll have to see here what their game plan is.
Yeah, just looking around, looking in the mini-map. Not too many full teams on this side of the map. 4 total out of 38. Maybe even a 5th if you look a little bit more down towards the south. A couple solos scattered in and out of that as well. Have to be very, very careful when you're stacked up on the congested side of zone as a solo. As you jump on board Vaniac and Sined, one of our early teams to qualify in day 1 of the FNCS semifinals. And this season overall, I don't know where they're finding the eliminations. I don't know how they're grabbing the material, but it's usually late into the game. They start to build a massive sky base due to a refresh that they're able to find at the perfect time. And it's usually them consistently there, but now that we have a lot of our top dogs here in a singular lobby, I want to see if they're going to take that same risk to try to go ahead and build such a massive sky base like they've done in the past.
There is a bit of materials down below that they can refarm up on. Even making use of the smart pistol to lock onto their opponents as they're up above. Looking Rift Island now. Tayson Veno running lower and lower on HP. Gonna be forced to use heals on the rotate here.
Scraps left behind in the capture point. And they have the Flowberry Fizz, so even though it is in this zone, Takata, Rift Island, the zone pulls so far away from it more times than not every time, but more times than not. Flowberry Fizz, Launchpad is going to allow Veno and Tayson to fly so high and so far into the zone. They can see every player that's currently positioned in and out of it, so they can find themselves the perfect spot to try to get in. Granted, hopefully they don't get sniped or taken down along the way, because then that'll be the only wrench in their gameplay.
Even after going to Rift Island and taking shots back and forth with the duos contesting it, they're just 44 above the current threshold as they quickly decide it's going to be Synod and Vanyak's box that they want to get into. Straight into the action as Veno gets a wall replace, unable to connect his first pump shot. Now, the danger of the surrounding duos is the shots and the pressure is going to come in.
Such high risk, high reward play very, very early for Veno and Tayson. But seeing as they are 44 above the threshold instead of below, they're going to box themselves up as a just-in-case, a plan B, while they try to look for shots elsewhere. It does have the Thunderburst, does have the Reaper Sniper. Can definitely pick up a ton of damage in the blink of an eye. Tayson spotting a player out. Veno's going to try to land a shot. Doesn't click through, and you can see they're falling below that damage threshold, and you see their plan B behind them. Tayson's looking at it, seeing when do they go versus when do they continue to do this.
Now drop down to 31 above. As the pressure continues, so does the risk. Tayson now desperately looking at multiple angles. Where's that option? Where's that opportunity going to open up? Is it going to be another duo peeking who needs damage? But you got to be careful. You see that reflection from the sniper scope. It's terrifying, especially if it connects onto you. But at the same time, if you can just land one big shot, it could be enough, as now they've decided it might be time.
Oh, die
Dead side is 3 or
far.
fucking southeast. Southeast is dead side.
Ja.
All that is dead. All south, all green is dead. All to the right is dead.
There's a middle yard there, though. There's a middle yard there.
Got some
There
low.
might be going now.
Irgendwie. Bei mir kommen welche. Bei mir ist er solo.
Oh, der wird so abfangen, Bro.
Ja, wir müssen East hoch grappeln und dann einfach rechts rum.
Ja, East an die Woodramp, oder?
Ja. Ja, ja. Links an der Woodramp.
Okay, ich fiss. Oder ne, ich pop weg. Ich will nicht. Nimm schon mal Metal, wir können die echt, glaube ich, tun.
Ja. So, er geht, wird auch gehen.
Ja, komm. An die Woodramp. Du musst einmal laufen. Oh, fuck.
Need to
Er
heal.
ist stehen
Heal.
geblieben.
In 1 HP.
Ich warte hier.
Ich muss
Walk
mit poppen.
Ja, mach. Ich warte auf dich.
Nice.
Bin 1 AP. Du musst mit poppen.
Ja, mach.
Fizz, if you have fizz,
Du
reason.
musst wissen,
Ja, ich
wissen.
muss wissen. Ja. Ich muss aber auch
Du
gehen,
musst
ne? Ist ein
tanken.
5er-Text,
Ja, du
oder?
musst tanken. Ja, nur ein bisschen tanken.
Just go.
Okay, go.
Just go. Grapple on high things, ground.
Ja, I'm trying. Geh an den Baum, wir sliden danach durch. Komm, on me.
Ich bin unten am Wasser,
Fine, he's
Wasser.
fine. No, go.
Kannst du mir kommen?
Ja, ich bin unter.
Yes.
Grapple noch einmal an den Baum hier vorne.
Ich kann
Da
nicht
sind wir drin.
Look your back.
Ich bin drin.
So laggy video.
Er ist so laggy, Bro.
Ich bin drin.
Ja, ich bin
Vielleicht
bei
ich
dir.
repress.
Look at video. Just jump and have good movement. Build wood.
Till, ich baue für dich.
Ich bin unten. Gut.
Nice.
Ich hab Metcalf für dich
Big
alles, ne?
shields.
Ja, ich
He
brauch,
needs
ich
bigs.
brauch. Ein Big,
Give
ein
him a
Big.
med. Give him a med.
Noch nicht poppen.
Ja, noch nicht.
Pop du Jizz.
Ja. Ich hab 400 Wood nur noch, ne?
Oh, noch Search, ja. Ich hab Metz, 2 Metz.
Drop mir weg.
Metcalf.
Wie viel
How
hast
much wood
du?
do you have? How much can you
400.
have?
Wir machen Hardspell.
Only 400 wood.
Ja, only 400 Wood. Sind hier everything.
He gave you. He split.
Splittet, komm.
Right side is dead side again, no?
Ja.
They're just doing so many players around the lobby. Pixel forced to try to go in, low on Surge. Vidil makes easy work of that one, picks up the second elimination of the game for himself. 2 total for the team, and now they're following in tandem. This is their chance to get to the zone and then begin to worry about that Surge.
Especially if they're able to get here first. They will have the option to look.
Ich slide. Ich baue. Ich bin vor der ganzen Lobby.
hin,
Ich muss
du
schön. Ja, ich weiß. Chill. Wir müssen reinlaufen, komm.
Ja, bin drin, gleich.
Du musst mich connecten.
Du
Musst wasten, Digga.
Feines Mann.
300 Wood, wir brauchen Refish.
Bei uns, schau weg, die gehen, pennen.
Chill, neben uns stirbt jemand. Der hat ihn
Bei uns, Search,
getötet.
Bro.
Ja. 35 live nur. Ich sehe niemanden, Bro.
Da drin.
Ist nicht mehr so laggy. 300 Wood, du?
Ich hab noch, ich hab auch 300 Bot, aber hier noch was.
Ich glaube wieder ein Disconnector, Bro.
Wir sind Glück connected.
3, 50, 1. Oh, das ist so fucked. Wir müssen raushaben. Wir müssen raushaben.
That side north. That side north.
Wir müssen raushaben.
Ja.
300 Wood.
Ja, auch 300 Bot.
We can't grapple into that side.
No, you can't.
Die schauen oben, du musst
Ja,
noch
Don't open the cone. Don't open
ja.
the cone. You're gonna
Komm,
get beamed.
komm, ich geh aus dem Woodboy.
Okay, go.
Okay, komm. Auf das Metal. Oh, die gucken. Bist du fein?
Ja, bin fein.
Wo bist du, wo bist du?
Bin front.
Ich komm zu dir, ich komm zu dir.
Ich muss schießen, ich hab Wood weit gettet. Die werden mich jumpen, maybe.
Ja, ich bin bei dir, ich bin bei dir. Wir denken, du wirst
Pop
schon.
med, no? Pop med, no?
Pop Medkit, Pop Medkit, Pop Medkit, Pop Medkit.
Pop med.
Wir müssen ein Team jumpen.
120 Watt, 120 Watt noch.
Ich hab auch noch so wenig. Hier.
Hinter uns kommt gleich ein Solo. Wir können ihn töten, warte. Der grabbelt in uns rein.
Weiß ich?
Ja, der.
Der ist dead.
Er wurde jumpt. Ich geh viel Mets und so.
40.
Hab die Mets. Grabbel nach vorne, Bro. Ich hab Mets.
Ja, der hat noch mir One-Shot.
Ja, ich geh nach vorne und du. Ich muss chillen, Bro. Hast du Medkit?
Ne, ich hab keinen Fist,
Okay, du musst fissen. 240 Watt.
Ich
Das wird wahrscheinlich Northpollen,
Ja. Geh mal mit Fist,
Ja.
Komm.
Bist du fein?
Bin fein, ja.
Ich muss kurz in der Mitte stoppen, ich bin in der Mitte. Ich
Bin
reload
oben auf dem
grad.
Berg.
Ich komm zu dir, ich komm zu dir und wir
Hast
gehen
du
Reset.
Heals?
Nee, gar nichts. Hinter uns, on the way.
Wir replace.
Komm hinten raus und jump mit mir. Komm mit mir.
Ja, wir noch den.
Ami,
Ich hab 7 Pills.
jump den, das ist ein Solo.
Ja. 100.
Dead!
Nice. Ich hab
Medkit. Ich hab Mets.
Raus. Muss raus. Spiel eine.
Come soon. It pulls in 5 seconds.
Bitte rechts.
To the right. 200 mats.
200.
Top. I don't know, top with you.
7 Pills. Top 20, Bro. 14. Nice. Okay, weit. So.
Oh, Tab 11, Mann.
Zwei, für die Kills.
Fuck.
Everything pulled max.
Yanis, Flixie, favorites for today's competition as they go ahead with the grapple blade, making sure to stay together. But you gotta be careful. It is Cammy close by. Do they know that it's a solo as they continue to tarp ahead of zone?
Yeah, Yanis Flixie trying to make their way in from Cash Cup first place to first game of the FNCS, willing to break that curse and make it so. But Video gets down along the way. Rezon stuck by himself, and he's doing a fantastic job moving through these builds, almost unseen.
Last medkit now being put to good use, seeing if he can find a rotate here. He is going to be on the backside, so we'll have more options on how to rotate in. Malabuka in a similar situation. No medkit though. No Flowberry Fizz. He has that momentum boost from popping it, but it's only going to last so long as now Vanyak, Sined, they're going for height.
This is their chance, but they immediately get stuffed and shut down. He even knocked as Noah and Aqua, they're able to solidify it and keep a hold of that high ground for now. But he runs into Pablo, but same song, different dance. He goes ahead and gets another elimination, bringing their total of 6.
Another one on the books as Malabuka goes down as well. Flixie now left as a solo. He is going to be forced to pop a medkit in zone.
This is his chance, though. Placement points for consistency on that leaderboard with his teammate going down. Sined trying to do the same thing as Aqua and Noah on the high ground, putting down an immense amount of pressure. Dioxy and Cade, 7 eliminations. They're looking like some of the most healthy team in this lobby outside of the high ground.
11 players up, 8 duos. Noah does not have any medkits in his inventory. Does Aqua have some if they want to play the heal off? But it looks like they might not even have to. So much pressure is being put on second height on the players. Water falling down this mountain as the chaos now below is increasing.
Yeah, Arian down there by himself as well. The probably one's putting the pressure on Dioxy and Cade. He's going to be able to go ahead and make more space so that way he has more room to work with. Nobody's really taking note. He's that meat in the middle. Bottom layer, though, now trying to drop it down into the palm of their hands. 3-team FNCS final for game 1. Aqua, Noah, they lose high ground at the worst possible moment. Noah goes down, Cade gets dropped. It's all up to Loki, who gets another elimination, bringing it down to a 1v1, but he doesn't have heals. It's all up to Aqua. He's going back in with one flopper left. He's gonna use it, ready to fight it, but he goes down. Loki takes down Aqua and takes game 1.
Loki saw from the dirt.
Y la gana, ay, la ganó un puto anónimo, bro. Come on, man. Vamos a ver la tabla. A ver. Esta mierda que siempre sale. Sí se ve muy bien. A ver, pues, quiero ver. Si no me deja ver, increíble. Bueno, los que la ganaron: top 1, Aqua, Noarelli, top 2, el Contraperro, top 3.
Ay, me lo puedes poner al último lugar.
Vortex, Trigo.
Ponlo en el último lugar, bro.
Ahí voy. Badeal Rezon en top 9, Yanis Flixi top 10, Merstach Malibuca 11, Pablo Wingu, Bevis top 3, 12 más 1, Pico Pinku 16, Setikami 17. Ya, yo creo murieron cuando rotaron. Neps, iDrop, estos son los topo. Veno, Tayson top 23, Phaser King top 25, Kiro Niño, Kiduo, ¿no? Kiduo,
Suizo, no puede ser.
Suizo Putric, Mal, Cielo. Bro, es una mierda que se traduzca. Bueno, no es tan top último. Mongraal Savage.
49.
Señor salvaje, bro, si se traduce así. No, déjame.
Señor.
¿Dónde está eso, bro? Qué asco. Bueno, ya, fuck. Así
Mira,
lo...
ponlo completito, bro.
No, ya. Loki, Ariam Zaha. La ganaron. Anuncio. 27 segundos.
It's quite a central zone in the middle of the map. These guys land all the way to the northwest of the map, so this is just showing what we can see from some of our teams that we don't necessarily know too much about, like kind of newcomers into the grand finals. They can definitely pop off, and that's definitely ruffled the feathers, as you mentioned, from some of our names. I mean, we saw some great performances there from some of the names, but a lot of big teams weren't actually performing right there. Some difficult zones as well with all the wars. So really impressed as to how well they did on low ground. I think for me, it's all about Aqua and Noah. What happened to those guys? How did they not end up winning that? But it was really well played from these guys down on low. That's what we have to highlight.
Absolutely. Do you think that long rotation from the northwest, do you think that actually worked out in their favour? Because they were able to kind of line low when they needed to, and low-key mini.
I think it definitely benefited them in some ways. There was a few fights that were losing top 5 a little bit longer, so it kind of delayed their...
¿Quién? El top 1. No, el top 1 lleva 110 y... Ah, pues aquí lo vemos. 109. Algo que no... A ver, espérate. ¿Qué vergas iba a hacer? Sí. Lo del OBS.
Una oportunidad todavía, bro.
Iba a bajarle el volumen del escritorio. Así. Para poder... O sea, para no mutearme. Y se va a escuchar culero, ¿no? Pero, o sea, como con eco.
Hold on the longest. I kept writing my notes. Oh, so. It was very dramatic at points. Anyone really sticking out to you there, Levin?
Entraron, bro.
Sí, cierto. Perdón. Cállate. Ay. Qué bueno que me recordaste. No pasa nada, bro. Murieron y quedan 11 partidas. Come on. Buena esa. ¡Vamos! Come on, man! Come on, motherfucker.
Vamos a arrancar, Bob. No tengo...
Lo que te iba a decir, bro, es que mañana dan más puntos. Por kills, por top, por todo. Después de haber remontadas. Vamos. ¡La ganas, coño! No hay arma, hay cofre, chetada, fusil de sniper, bueno. Fuck, man! Oh shit, bro.
They're coming. It's really pushing now. Going inside on shells. Oh, yeah, he's got fuel really too much. He's gonna try and jump off on you. He's going up now.
¡Buena! ¡Nice! ¡Vamos! 1v1. ¡Vamos, Mongraal! ¡Por favor!
Sorry, oh, he jumped.
Flashback. Flashback de defensiva es cuando la ganó. No, es que le iba al otro a tope. Ya le di, sí.
You have no choice with the hide.
Fuck, I should have
You did the crash pads, you might be
Fue
able
otro team chismoso, hermano, qué asco.
In the like room to go through the basement.
Ya lo van a encontrar, bro.
Yeah. You just need to run out towards trucks and save your spin, because you need to spin all
Holy
the
fuck, man.
Fuck, man, that's...
¿Quiénes son esos, bro? ¿Quiénes son esos? Come on, man.
No, eso para mí eso lo hicieron a propósito. Para mí eso lo hicieron a propósito.
They land the tunnel, I think.
Det er ankom.
ich lande ihn nicht.
Ik kon de squeak en Dries.
Wie der beste Loot, direkt.
Minispec.
Dries,
Sí, saben por dónde caen.
Ya, bro, pero...
Ja, wir haben schon Shotgun, Digga, überhaupt nicht.
Ich hab immer schon kein Riesen, keine passiert, bitte.
Que mataron, ¿no? Los franceses, yo supongo que eran esos.
Du das auch nicht mit
Esos güeyes que los mataron ahí eran... Déjame ver.
G-Breaker 6 Stück.
Déjame ver dónde caían esos asquerosos.
¿Sabes dónde pudieron haber caído? ¿Un túnel? Ah, no, hay una casita.
Auf den Shotgun, Laser.
Nein, ich hab den Crash
Bro, esos que los mataron caen con Malibuca y Diox. En Viña Viñera.
¿Qué? ¿Hasta allá?
Fueron de ahí a allá. O no cayeron ahí, cayeron en medio. Y los fueron a...
Kannst du mich
¿Cómo
mal
llegaron tan rápido?
No sé.
Es imposible.
Me parece que sí cayeron antes, o sea, en medio.
Pero se ve, ¿no? Que vamos a agarrar una...
Kannst du Backends mitnehmen?
Sí.
Ja, ich hab, genau.
Sí, escucharon que pelearon y fueron a pelearles a todos.
Ohne.
Pero pues tenían
Am
claro.
Plan, die blaue Plan vielleicht?
Yo creo vieron que se quedaron 1v1 y dijeron, pues matamos a uno y... O sea, hacer tu igual, ¿no? ¡Qué asco!
Merkst du das geworden?
2
partidas?
6 Minis, 2 Bigs, 4 Marberries.
Voy a poner Fortnite, a ver si ponen algo más de acción. Estos van a estar looteando todo el tiempo. Fortnite.
A blessing. That's what Mongraal needs. Both
Mira,
players,
eso, cero,
200 effective HP
¿Qué
and
pasó?
shield. Mongraal now made some
Y luego ahí que no la
noise
tiene.
as he has found.
Estaba muerto de todos
For
modos.
the disengagement, but the crash pad gets broken. Mongraal as well. Both players now contesting each other. Both duos have been eliminated.
That was another team. That wasn't even the ones that landed just
Me
outside.
dice el King peleando, bro.
Usually try to third.
Oh shit, 50 de vida el King.
Muerto. Disruption to get points where they can, but King's gonna get dropped.
Bien, 1v1.
To save the day. He gets a trade
No,
off.
mames,
Trade it
30
down
de
to
vida.
1v1, but no heals. Monier's gonna try to continue that pressure, so FaZe needs to figure out a way to reposition and get on the offensive.
Moni leading this fight in terms of effective HP and shield, but one big
Muere King.
is going to be all it
Ay,
takes to take him out
no.
currently now.
Todo es tristeza.
Phaser, sorry.
Todo es tristeza en esta vida.
And this is where we begin to talk about that consistency over the next 2 days, because things like this, especially when you're contesting.
Uy, si Thomas HD peleando.
Another one of our contested fights. Thomas was getting tagged up.
Ay.
Easy. They were able to come out on top
Wow.
in that first game, and already it's looking good in game 2 as well.
Quizzy was able to finish it
2v1
off.
se hizo la rata.
Frenzy shotgun. Thomas as well making it out with a sliver
Yo
of
estoy luteando.
HP, but
No,
now
fue repetición.
that Reaper sniper.
Ah, sí, estaba luteando.
Combinations off the bat.
Sí.
Lemon said something just
Muerto.
He said Veno was the best sniper in Fortnite.
Bro, estos con esas escopetas son peligro,
Here's this guy right here, Thomas.
Oh,
Now that he
el
has that
Thomas
sniper,
HD con esa basura de asco que te
one of the
encanta.
best snipers in Fortnite history.
Oye, qué asco me diste ayer.
Gain their resources, any utility
Así.
out at Lavish Layers
Ta
there.
ta 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 ta
Look,
ta.
I'm saying Thomas, I'm saying Veno. I'm saying
Recargo.
King
Ta ta
is
ta
the
ta
best
ta ta
sniper
ta.
for the Brazilian region as well,
Ojo.
where the players tend
Ese no
to
lo
use more
conozco.
sniper rifles than any other
Tampoco.
region. I think.
Bro, ¿cómo se van a morir los favoritos? No es favorito Mongraal, pero
12 matches to be played out as once again the battle for the forecast tower.
¿quién es tu favorito?
Kiddo Kiro up against Pink and
No,
Vino.
bueno, si por mí fuera que la gane Mongraal,
The
¿sabes?
last one. But we might see something
Pero
different.
yo sé
Yeah,
que
you can see both of these teams
Jugador
making
favorito.
this a part of their game plan. Instead of farming, going your split drops,
Después
getting
de
as much
ese
they get the bare minimum.
Aqua
Start to
me
rotate
mola
on over and
mucho.
try to claim it for themselves.
No, Areli también.
Kudo. Split up, one having the high ground, one having a different angle, and that's usually how they approach this fight.
Obviamente Veno,
And Vico
Tayson.
does beat them there first,
El-
but
el Veno me
they
gusta
try to
un verbo
take the
también.
high ground. Vico's
¿Tú?
gonna steal it. Push Kiduo off, and now they have a separate
Yo
2v1
siempre
on their
soy
low
muy
ground.
fan de
We just don't know exactly where Kiro's
Mongraal
at.
Savage.
You could tell how much these duos want to show their dominance in this early game. And Kiddo now shot 23 times.
Ah, bueno, de NA.
Unable to get cracked yet. Still has shield. Now the crack
Ya,
comes
es
through.
otra
And
cosa.
all comes through. Upper hand
Bien.
for Pink and Vico. The
Ahora sí
2v1
pelearon, ahora sí lo
continue
mataron.
pressure.
2v1 quedan.
Definitely have the choice here, especially
Facilito para estos niños.
now that they're gonna be able to kind
Ese
play
morro,
this
el
themselves.
Vico,
It
bro.
hasn't spawned in just yet, so in theory,
Mamita.
if they don't chase him away, he could grab
No,
that
se
Vico
les
and
fue.
try to have a second chance at this.
No hay pedo, ya sacaron Surge.
And no real possibility to do this. I do believe Pink and Vico might be able to claim this for themselves unless any other team wants to rotate in that direction. Diox, Cade, we saw them get into the final 3 of that last game, and already it's looking great to start this off in game 2. A full-on squad wipe towards Ruined Reels. That's going to give them confidence and momentum here.
Actually took out IR Boffo.
Que veas.
We talked about Mongraal, but the last time he competed in FNCS finals was 1,209 days ago. But for IR Boffo, it was actually 1,286
Estos son los que van en primer lugar.
Then when Mongraal last competed in
Low.
FNCS finals.
Low key,
How
¿ves?
many veterans are here today still?
Y el otro. Ajá.
Victors.
Arian.
Can they hold the momentum?
I think they have. They brought momentum into the FNCS, because that's back-to-back games now that they have won on the FNCS stage. This goes back to the game 3 of the semis in the lower bracket, where they won that game to push themselves into that top 15 just to make it to the stage. So we talked about so many teams being on fire, having the
¿Quién
line.
es
Well,
eso?
that's a team that deserves it with how well
Ay, bro. Vico Pinco contra Yanis Flexi.
Back to the brawl now,
Ay.
as it looks like
Ay, ay, ay.
We'll be closer and closer to securing this forecast tower, but the third parties aren't coming through. It's Yanis, it's Flixie, and that screams danger.
Yeah, we know how well they've been performing leading up until this day, and this could be a big fight right here for the forecast tower. This could be what pushes them over the edge to kind of take game 2 here of the FNCS, but with the high ground, they still have some adversity to face, and having to figure out how they're going to get down low to Pink and Pico, how they're even going to get the NPC, and I think it's going to be a safe possibility. There's too much risk involved. From Reckless Railway, it's going to disengage on out and basically.
Que no escribe nadie, pero y si escribió Mongraal.
Parts to grand finals is it. There are set lobbies.
Gracias por tu apoyo, si me puso Mongraal.
You know who's dropping on you, who's landing in the surrounding area, and you are taking those fights for the forecast towers or even. Objectives, items, and if you're looking in the feed, you see the 2 duos that are
es que le bajé todo el volumen al escritorio para que se escuche.
You know now, there are 2 solos battling it out, and you can capitalize on that situation.
Es que, bro, eso es lo peor. Si te mueves en el spot, tienes que volver a calentar, bro. 40 minutos, imagínate sin jugar.
It was still a duo, so it wasn't enough to play extra aggressive. For Noah and Aqua, though, starting off so high up.
Esa pistola que trae el Noel. Uy, 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 uy. What? Anda enojado el salvaje otra vez. Como no, bro, si se lo están corriendo. Anda enojado. Si les va a todas las partidas así hoy, mañana mañana cambian de spot si les sigue yendo así.
Can you have that mental composure to realize that opportunity slipped through your hands? Instead of being first place on the leaderboard, you are positioned in third. Team to compose themselves as we jump over Veno and Tayson. Rotating around, using a lot of those static launch pads for mobility that allows them the elevation to figure out where a lot of these teams are positioned at as well. And from what we saw in last game, Surge is going to be a problem for them. Here in game 2, you got to imagine the same thing.
Edge of the map here, you can see.
Yo creo que ya le voy a dejar en Fortnite a la mierda, Voy a poner puro Mongraal en Fortnite. O a ver, ¿quieres que ponga Rezon? A ver qué tal va el motherfucker. Está bien. Pero está ahí en pelea con el... A ver, Kiko mató a alguien. Kiro. Idrop matando a un anónimo. Murió Idrop. Vale.
K1NG said he have in their mind. Well, they have a ton of different heals scattered around their drop spots, and kind of saving it for later. Weapon cache is starting to appear for a lot
es que es Aqua contra Badea
Rezon. You might have shared one with Noah and Aqua, with Noah and Aqua being the ones to collect that and all that loot. And you gotta think, look at the materials right now. It isn't necessarily too bad for Verdeel and Rezon, but they definitely still have more work to do, and where they're gonna get the medal is gonna be the question for me.
Nice.
That is a difficult resource, the most scarce one on the map, and usually these players will have routes for everything, for Storm Surge, for right off the drop spot, how to maximize efficiency to get as much loot as possible, but also be put in an advantageous position against your opponents if you're contested, and even work to farm up that middle, as it's so crucial later in the match. We've also seen a lot of bushes being put to good use, especially if you have a sniper rifle like Flixie does have in hand. You can see almost like K1NG here with the amount of spare loot they have. They're like squirrels hiding all their nuts, all their precious items around their drop spot. As all it takes is one quick sniper shot. I'm wondering here if, the wood structures are kind of on purpose. It's going to block those shots from opponents taking blind shots into the builds, but at the same time open up opportunities for you to peek.
And you can see that I like the way you said, I feel like we're 2 peas in a pod sometimes, because I'm looking at those builds, you see some of them are kind of edited down just a little bit to try to minimize the amount of coverage that they won't be able to kind of shoot shots from while still outside of the box. I haven't seen that too much from players that are camping in a lot of these bushes. See if the trend does continue, because that's usually what happens. A lot of the tricks are safe.
Y es que ahora el otro dúo que fue ahorita, como ya vio que sí le salió bien, van a estar haciendo eso todo el rato.
Once again, you can see.
O matan rápido así el Mongraal y el Savage al dúo que les cae.
They always
O
make
va a
a
valer pito.
kind of a tower
Sí, también
on
podían
mountains
meter
around their
la
jump
de
spots, specifically in areas.
Pero en esa yo creo que se la hacía, se quedaba 1v1.
Opponents learn this as time
Si no
goes
llegaba
on,
pero
you know,
Que le hubiera
they're
tocado
gonna
una
be into
escopeta
go
rápida
position
o...
around that area, taking shots at them, so they will try
Yeah.
to use
No, y abrió dos cofres
environment.
y dos
Can't take
fusiles.
cover from that and even
Y el
use
juego
a bit
le
more
hubiera
builds.
salido.
Pixie though, look at this, 5 medkits, Jacob.
Sí,
So
eso.
early
O
on,
minis, o 50 algo de escudo.
what they're gonna want to do in the late game.
Definitely ready for this meta. It does come down to a heal-off scenario. He has about 2 games worth at this stage.
Es que está bien cabrón el
Lots of
Fortnite.
picks. Just kind of looking around, you see they
Que
do
caigas
have
en
that
un cofre y te pueda
steps,
tocar un
hammer
sniper o
pump. They got
escopeta
that, they have a
legendaria.
medallion along with them as well. About 4 or 5 teams on the outskirts
Es
of
un
the zone,
asco.
couple more just inside the zone as well. So they're going to make the rotation.
Tayson Veno contra
It's,
Pinku
and a
Vico.
lot of chaos that's down there.
Ay.
Vico, different plans in mind. Veno, Tayson, still
Nah, no,
Charlie
no
once
peleas,
again creeping up on their spot. You can see what both of these teams are fighting for right there on the ground.
Pues
Which
están
was played
agarrando
by
el
Veno and
caché.
Tayson, which was yet another weapons cache.
The altercation from the forecast tower third party to now
A ver.
the combat cache.
Ahí.
Both teams could always use a bit more damage. Rift Island has even appeared close by, so they have different options to go towards. Question is, what's on their mind? Storm Surge now appears. They're gonna see exactly how comfortable or stressful the situation is, depending on how much damage they might need. But this time around at the Rift Island, instead of 3 duos contesting it at the same time, there's only one. Clown, Grills, and they've even secured the flag already. Quite free for this duo.
You see him choosing the loot, switching out the shotgun. Do I want the frenzy? What do you take in a situation like this? Purple
¿Quién está en la
frenzy,
isla?
no hammer pump?
¿Está en frío?
No.
Type of person.
¿Nadie le subió?
You can see, yeah, I mean,
Klonsky.
you know, do I take the extra
¿Quién
stuff?
sabe?
Do I leave some?
Tiene pinta, pero
Box them up and continue looking for shots.
casi.
At 0 elims on the board, you know they're gonna need damage. 38 duos, 74 players. I mean,
Y
they're all
Quinta bien anda valiendo
contested
mierda.
right off the start, so it's not as stacked in these initial zones as we've seen previously, when there's not as many people getting contested.
Ese güey.
But at the same time, once those
Y
initial
este.
engagements
Y
finish
también
off,
en el
not
spot,
a
bro.
lot of teams end up getting eliminated after.
Y eso que no están peleando spot con gran gente así buena,
See Pablo Bevy's just outside.
Son medio anónimos.
Really susceptible to a snipe from Loot Island if they do want to look in that direction. You see spotting out where players are positioned at, and they're like right in the middle. They can rotate back towards Rift Island, try to grab one of those rifts that are around. They can rotate to zone, try to beat everybody there. The choice is
¿Ya
definitely
tienes balón de básquet?
for Pablo and Bevy's. This is definitely a great position to be in, to have so much control over your destiny
No mames,
at this
bro.
stage in the game.
Para ir a jugar.
Let's take a look here. Walks Pixie, what they were able to do. Quick
Ojo.
crash pad right into Vortex.
Qué asco, bro. ¿Cómo se
Taking
metieron?
him down. Volko. Now, was he able to escape?
Esa
Was he
fácil.
not? Either way, that's a huge.
And those are the plays I love to see with the crash pad, eyes on the audio, you can sneak up on a player just like that. Even when they're rotating with each other, that
No, pues ya vimos la otra vez aquí que no hay, bro.
It's a little nifty elimination like that. And Vasquez. Center zone.
Oh, shit.
Like high up on the mountain. 110, nice snipe
Lo dio
shot.
bien lejos,
Even threading some assault rifle shots through to get even more
Oh,
damage
shit.
for their storm surge. Positioned well. Veno, though.
Veno Tayson contra Pablo Wingo.
Who we've literally seen moments ago, and I kind of asked this
Oh,
what is their plan for
El Venoso.
They're going to be below with a snipe like that. That's definitely going to help Veno and Tayson get above the damage threshold.
We were talking about it.
Pero solo van 87 a Boff. Qué putas.
Keep it up in the grand finals when the pressure is on. That one sniper shot put him above. That's now Bevy's.
No.
Oh, be careful, Bevy's.
Está muerto. A mimir.
To work with Veno gets the knock. Pablo.
Bro, eso es bueno.
Bevy's is low on HP. But this is huge for Tayson and Veno.
Even snipes the
Pablo
body
Wingo.
damage. Just trying to get as much
bueno
as
también
they
ese.
can when it comes to surge.
Bueno,
Bevy nearby, but
todos son
Bevy's
buenos,
time
pero-
is ticking. He doesn't have any HP. He's below on surge.
And he can't necessarily even rotate first because there's 3 teams waiting for him on the other side. This is going to be his golden opportunity. Lands the shot onto Veno.
No, ya.
He needs a miracle if he's going to try to make it to zone.
Adiós, Pablo Wingway Babies.
He goes down. Veno, Tayson strike.
¿Viste cómo se metieron, güey, la box?
Elim airdrop package.
No way. Realmente qué defensivo es ese mirando, güey.
I'm sure they heard that elimination. They could scout. Just on the edge. They're not even too far from making it in, so you can see they're healing up.
Aqua Norelli compró los surge. Tienen que hacer mucho daño a estos pendejos, Bueno, no mucho, van solo 4 por debajo, pero... ¡Ay, bro! No le haz daño, por el amor de Cristo. El Rezon. No, bro, van bien jodidos, el Aqua. Bien. Sigue yendo below. No, güey. Murió Norelli. Y eso es lo que pasa cuando no haces daño, bro. No, bien guardia. Estos iban 400 a vos.
Así debe rotar un poco.
Nah, sí, bueno, le daba tiempo,
A nosotros sí, man.
Otra. Pero ya normal. Ese chismoso. Uy, esa zona, que tapa un puentote ahí.
They do have the freedom to do so if they don't need that elevated position for the damage.
Bueno,
this is around the time where Veno, Tayson were taking down Pablo.
Ándele.
Save was able to take down the Buell, but gets beamed in the back by Sweetie and Putrick. No HP to regain, so he cannot stay in his zone for too much longer. Now they're positioned against.
So it's an OG, bro.
Not the best placing in game 1, but at least they were able to pull out a 16th place.
I believe they have the forecast power of this match, so they do know where these next zones are pulling. You can see how well they've already positioned themselves in this 7th zone. And their duos, they're not the duos, but their opponents in the areas might be wondering, do they know something that we don't? Should we be following them as they continue to rotate? Good amount of materials, decent amount of shield. As we look back over, Thomas HD, now look Jacob, Thomas HD, 14 top 10s, 10 top 5s, 7
Van muy bien estos güeyes, 3 kills, buen surge, gancho, 50s, mítica. A ver, la repetición.
Probably along with everybody else in Fortnite thinking this could be the Thomas HD season. He has yet to win one, but he's also come so close so many times. It's almost painful at this point, no matter how well you're performing. If he ain't first, it's probably what Thomas is thinking now. Especially with global championship spots.
El contraperro, anda mate y mate. El Diox.
That is the question. That is the question. With so many titans, so many legends.
Hydrop next, ahí.
Competing here today, it's harder than ever to take a spot at Globals. iDrop Nets, though, 368 above. They're feeling quite healthy here as Art Skill is going to be able to pick one up. Storm Surge active now, though. The lobby is going to get electric.
And one thing about iDrop and Nets, we really know what they're capable of. They can pop off at the biggest moments. Sometimes when things don't go their way, it's hard for them to kind of get back on track, but like you said, 368 damage above the threshold. Very little for them to do. It's just kind of biding their time, waiting the next couple of seconds for Zone to move forward before they figure out where their rotation is going to come from. And already you're seeing them lining up a crash pad play, even though they do have some grapple blades.
Waiting for the perfect moment. They hear the shots, they know that Storm Surge is active and it's going to cause
aggression
from the players that are
el dúo de ese, bro.
for Hennis,
Es que... Tayson matando, bro. Nice. Suisi matando, nice.
Otra vez Tayson matando.
Lo remató, creo que es el mismo que había matado. Es que sale ahí las dos. Cuando remata y cuando mata.
Sí, derribado y ya. Ay, güey.
Uy, los rusos en high, Vale, bro, que aparece Mongraal en la fit.
To this stage here that we saw in game one, hold on to it too soon. A team a little more than likely trying to battle for it.
Míralos, los rusos. En high. Uy, están muy alto, Oh shit.
I believe I did see 3 medkits in one of the inventories up there in the cloud, so hopefully they can.
Qué buen loot trae el Giannis también, Moradito todo. Bueno.
Blixie taking some shots, but not anything to get scared about. Vico Pink, they have different plans in mind, trying to get to the box. Hardskill stuck by himself, unable to really land the damage for the elimination, but I love the aggression coming out of Vico and Pink when they need it most. They cannot run out of material.
Creo que ya se arregló la fit.
Ah, sí, iban a matar a Badena.
Sí, eran esos, se le querían meter. Ay, mi madre. Ya van muy jodidos sin escudo, pero tienen que rotar. La concha de la lora. Murió Quisi a manos de Gen. Thomas H con la escopeta mítica. Ay, se quedó una bala. Se la da, se muere en tormenta. Era Gen. Ok. Lo lootea, agarra medallón. Medkit. Muere Rezon. ¿Es qué? Sí, estaba bueno, Choncho. Muere Diox a manos de Giannis. Padeal sigue sacando kills. Pinku matando, muere Diox. Ay. Padeal anda escuchando machín. Tayson matando también, la concha. Y los suizos siguen en high.
Oh, qué asco en el agua.
Thomas HD baja hasta low, se va a encontrar por allá Vico y Pinku. Muere Tayson. Y Veno se queda 20 de vida. ¡Oh! Oh, estos son GG's para Veno y Tayson. Oh my god. Ay, Veno. Ay, Veno. No. Muy buena, pero sigue vivo Flix y Giannis. Muere un ruso. Muere el dúo de iDrop. Y Thomas HD luchando.
Giannis, bro.
Creo que murieron los rusos, Muere Vico a manos de Thomas. Oh my god. Thomas HD es la... What the fuck. iDrop también solo. Giannis, Flix y en high.
No.
Easy win. Puede ser. Thomas HD, vamos a ver si saca top 2. Ay, bro.
Everybody here is solos, but one team might be the high ground team. This could be a great chance for Thomas to win this game.
iDrop matando a... rematando al Putrick. Ay. Está one shot. Thomas lo que juega, Thomas. iDrop. Sí, 2v1 es free win para Giannis. Free win para Giannis. Mamita.
¡Dímelo, Giannis!
Qué buena partida, pero me sigue faltando Mongraal.
Sí, bro.
Vamos a ver la tabla. Se puso bello, Ahí, vale, un celular. El Diox, bro, el controperro. Top 1, el controperro. Giannis Flixi, top 2. Que con esta win subieron de top 12, algo así, a top 2. Quisi Thomas.
3.
Gracias al clutch de Thomas, top 3. Los anónimos que ganaron la primera, top 4. Trigo. Bro, necesito ponerlo en inglés, bro. Porque seguro es alguien.
Trigo. Sí.
Translate. English. Diox aparece con.
Mira, estaba Quisi, apareció como.
Sí, como Pancho, no manches. Como Roberto.
Sí.
Quisi Thomas, top 3, ya lo dijimos. Los anónimos, top 4.
Noarelli Aqua, 7.
Nepsidrops, top 6. Noarelli y Aqua bajaron, pero se mantienen top 10 por lo menos. Badea y Rezon suben bastante, estaban top 15 me parece, o 16.
Pico y Pinky top 10.
Vico Pinku top 10. Gen Basque X. Bueno, aquí anónimos. Misha Teni, que son los que le caen a Veno y a Giannis, top 16. Top 17 Veno.
Bajaron, ¿no?
Subieron,
O sea,
estaban en el top 25, ¿no? 23.
20 y tantos, sí.
Sí, subió un poco Veno, pero tienen para dar más. Putrick, Swissy, me parece que no puntaron mucho en la primera, subieron bastante mejor. Malibuca, Merstach con un mal día hoy. Pablo Wingu X, Seti Kami, la decepción del día, yo diría.
Mira los que mataron a Mongraal,
Lux.
Sí, ¿no?
Los que matan a Mongraal se hacen 24 puntos nada más, asquerosos, nomás nos hacen llorar. Phaser King de la shit, mueren en spot 37, o sea, top 37. Top 44 subieron porque mató uno Mongraal.
Subieron 3 tops, ¿no? Ah, no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tops subieron, pero pues subir de top 49 a top 44 no es la gran cosa.
El último, sí, ok.
Not bad. Vamos a ver si por fin salen vivos del spot Mongraal y Savage. Ok, ahorita que se quiten los anuncios, ¿cuánto quedaba?
What the fuck.
27
Sí,
segundos.
otra película. Sí.
Ya estoy
well,
afuera.
I'm guessing you know Lebanon, hence why I'm asking. All the shots they get.
Muy buenas partidas.
Yes, for the most part, you a lot of time you'll see Giannis lead, but Fix has ability to as well. Like he's done that before. So I think the fact that both the players are comfortable in decisions that are being made always helps.
Yeah, and that's definitely something for other viewers to take note of. It's so important to understand what your role is in the game. And my role is to throw to the leaderboard. So let's check out the situation of the game number 2. I kind of want to.
Ya los metió.
Ya los metió.
Sí, Mongraal.
Vamos a ponerle Mongraal. Estaba esperando a que se quitara el ruido. Le voy a subir todo, vamos, come on bro. Se escucha de Savage, por favor. No mueran en spot, la concha de la lora.
Ah, que el mandón está allá, ¿no?
Drop. Yeah. This has to be that one. Right? Yeah. Can't be any other one.
Puto vuelta. Me dice que el Thomas HD la ganaba con NetKits. Y le digo, no, y me dice, neta que sí, amor. Me dice amor, bro. Hijo de perra. Vamos. Por favor, Mongraal, la concha de la lora. Has tenido spots más difíciles. Ahí mismo.
Bro, I got the fattest glider bug. Holy shit. Yeah, I got that one as well.
Nos persinamos. Que sea lo que Dios quiera, por favor. La concha bien de la lora y la concha bien de tu vieja.
You have a better go for me. What's best? That wasn't enough. Did they get that chest?
Yeah,
No, güey.
I get the chest, I think.
Yo
Yeah.
veo 3 dúos.
Okay, I'm going to the farm.
But he's gonna maybe get
Es
that
que uno
one.
cae en la casa de allá que decía
He got a
que
gun.
cae a picar, no sé qué pedo. Está muerto Mongraal.
Dead. Thank God. Ah, this is so.
Ah. Le sale sniper a Savage, tiene solo pistola, es un GG's.
No, por Savage.
No, ahí tienen al otro dúo ahí, bro. Aunque se los haga, me queda el otro dúo. Escopeta. Bien. Puede huir, maybe. No way. No way, bro.
Oh, they get pushed as well. Yeah. It's gonna be third party every time it's longer.
No, tienes que cambiar de spot.
Yeah.
100%.
Need to kill ones, just kill both in 20 seconds as well.
Es lo que está diciendo.
Or just get pushed instantly.
Yeah.
Siento yo que
Holy fuck, it's so dead, bro.
como ahora van 3 dúos.
Es que uno cae en la otra casa, bro, y...
I think I got everything but the fucking gun.
En cuanto escuchan que se pelean, van
I got
de
the mats at
ratas.
least, I didn't see if I got the ammo.
Que Mongraal, yo no sé qué hizo ahí, giró así la cámara y...
Look, weird as well, I got blocked, like, still.
Yeah, I saw you got both.
No, sí, no.
I still managed to like scroll, but... Oh
I
my.
get a fucking pistol. I just do.
Ahí le dio el último tiro en la, a través de la pared, bro.
No, pero ¿cómo bajó, bro?
¿Quién? ¿El otro?
Sí, ajá.
No, pues se dejó caer y escaló. Es un GG's, fuck, man. Vamos a ver el early. Que estos no pelean, pero bueno, vamos a ver si sale algo. Estoy atrás comiendo, bro. De Rezon.
Tacos.
Casi, bro. Una tostada de tinga. ¿Van a pelear?
Oh my god.
Qué buena pelea.
No, él tiene que cambiar de spot en esa. A la mierda.
¿Quién?
Mongraal y Savage. Porque si no...
Es lo que dijo Savage, digo, es que... Digo, si seguimos cayendo aquí nos van a hacer third party todo el tiempo, o sea que... Llega el tercer equipo a mamá.
Sí.
Y sí.
Sí, yo opino que deben de caer en un lugar en el que mínimo puedan agarrar mil armas.
Pero es que... Ah, sí. Sí, sí, que no haya dos cofres y
siento yo que deben de caer en una ciudad.
Que le caigan a King.
Siento yo que deben de caer en una ciudad.
No sé yo. Es
Mínimo
que
para que luten chido. Porque ve ellos.
Ya,
el
pero
otro
es que...
cayó del otro lado y
Es que estos son más buenos.
Sí, pero por eso te digo.
A estos si le caen, te matan más fácil, bro. Pero pues sí, en vez de pelear contra 3, mejor ponte a lootear y peleas contra unos buenos.
Sí, o no sé, es que...
Sí, o sea, yo me la jugaría a pelear contra buenos, a la mierda.
Por ejemplo, no he visto nadie que caiga en Plaza Placentera.
No, sí, pero mira, ¿quieres ver el mapa? Creo que tú no lo has visto. Vamos a mutear esto tantito y vamos a aprovechar para poner también lo que tenía preparado. Casi. Aquí. Ok. Ahí. Ahora. Vale, bro, no la puedes ver. Bueno, se está viendo, pero no importa. Mira, te lo enseño aquí. Ahí haces un... Y déjame ponerla yo aquí. Ahí. A ver, que me hago bolas. Mira. En plaza...
¿Scroll de Sky?
Ajá. No. A Mongraal le cae Lane y Nate. Y el tercer dúo es el otro de Lysen Locks. Que te digo que se abrieron de ahí de Malibu Camerstach. En Plaza Placentera me parece que cae... Ah, pues es ese, ¿no? El Volco y Scroll.
Scroll.
¿Ya viste dónde cae Tayson y Veno, bro? Saben.
Es que ese lugar relativamente es fácil.
Pero es que ¿a dónde vas a pelear, bro? ¿A qué ciudad vas a pelear? Tú dime.
Relativamente Gracias es muy fácil. El problema es...
No, es fácil.
Es
Y más si estás frío.
Los camperitos.
¿A quién le caerías tú? A ver, si fuera un Mongraal Savage, dímelo.
La neta a Glaciar.
No. No, te mueres a la mierda.
O...
Tiene que ser
que hay spots que no caen, ¿verdad?
En canchas caen 2 dúos, 3, ahí muy pegados, al lado King, Phaser. Es que está bien complicado también cambiar de spot,
Es que todos los spots están ocupados, todos.
Por eso te digo.
Todos, No.
Tienen que caerle así de huevos a otro, a pelear. El problema es que quién sabe si también lo tengan practicado, ¿sabes? Yo voy a poner esa madre.
Sí, todos, no hay ni uno.
Ni uno free.
Sí,
no, pues es que es la FNCS, bro. Está todo estudiado, todo lleno.
Queasy, I don't think even got the full finish, only the knock, so won't be getting those 4 points. As a
¿Quieres
reminder,
ver de NA, bro?
elimination today, but tomorrow the points do multiply by 1.5, so it's 6 points per elim tomorrow. As we look back at Ski Hen, we're just kind of looking around to see if there's any players rotating.
Yeah, it does look like I think they're going to get that forecast tower for themselves, unless anybody's willing to make the risky play and try to go for it and contest them. So one forecast tower down. Pink and Vico went down to kind of start the game, so you got to imagine Kiro and Kuduo are claiming that for themselves. Right on cue, thank you very much. So that's 2 forecast towers down, seeing who's really giving themselves the best opportunity to take the game. And look at Kuduo's inventory, no shotgun at all. What a risky play, because if they were going to get contested, not only are they separated, I'm not sure how well he's going to be able to fight back with just a striker.
I mean, we talked about looking at the feed in these lobbies. The players in the surrounding areas that could potentially third that Pink and Vico got eliminated right off the bat.
¿Van a pelear?
Basically,
no sé quién es ese, pero ¿contra quién están peleando?
They're going to be more than healthier. Enough to get that forecast out.
¿Utrik?
Giro's Cherry. They're looking.
Mira, ese ya es para boxear de... Ah, sí.
Utrik Swizzy.
Utrik Swizzy. Ve cómo le meten presión, bro. Uno de un lado, el otro del otro. Ya está una bala. Muerto. 2v1.
I thought he was going to go in there and try to act it's down. Anybody can grab it, but the cone is stopping the terminal from easily being accessible. As you said, Gears is already going to get chopped down. Puchin is ready to go for the line. Flowberry Fizz. They haven't even gathered the forecast tower yet.
Fueron a tope, bro.
With a little bit of hesitation.
Ay, que se andan topando al...
Before it's too late.
Ah, no.
¿Rezon?
Sí, te iba a decir Rezon, pero no es este...
Sí, no,
Se parece un chingo, ¿no? Pero no. Ah, refinería refinada, refin.
Richie Riviera. Richie Riviera.
As quickly as they can rotate. It looks like they're just going to give up on that idea. He kind of took a look, said, nah, maybe not. As he goes back to Swizzy now. And they're grouped up.
Looking a little cautious there for a moment. Not too many worries for them. Still trying to go on a sniping spree, seeing a team trying to build and move their way forward. The forecast tower is going to be secured. Swizzy making that call for himself, letting Putra get confident. That's Robot Axe Force in the distance that Swizzy and Putra are potentially trying to keep on out before they move their way forward. They have
aquí está el NA, bro.
whether the grapple blade or the
No, está más verbo.
No, ese sí está todo.
There's not even that many. I didn't see a
single
deal based on the edge of the zone as well. because as they rotate on in for Cami and Seti, they have pulled this initial zone.
Cami y Seti están jugando horrible el día de hoy. Nada les está saliendo bien.
Have to continue looking for those shots. There's only one duo
Ándele.
in their line of sight.
Casi.
And he's unable to hit that initial sniper shot.
Very quiet performance so far as well from Cami and Seti. Something that you don't typically see, but when you do see them start off slow in their vent, it is the early portion, so don't be too surprised if you see them have
La primer
a
partida de
championship
Veno
style performance in the finals where they were able to catch them on the tail end. Yes,
Este todavía no me lo aprendo, pero bro, este spawn está jodido,
They know where all the loot is at over here towards Reckless
Moose
Railways,
Paper,
so it won't be hard
Acorn y Cold. ¿Dónde cae el mero?
There are a few duos, but they're all kind of
Y Papi Blast tiene free,
Nothing too close for Eclipse and Dexy though. What's gone wrong here? Kohala is going to be the player up against them. No duo partner, so it's a 1v1.
1v1.
Team that plays so well.
Aferrado a revivir. Métele presión.
Sí, ya
No, ya lo revivió.
Eclipse is still going to be knocked
No
down.
tiene recargado nada, qué estúpido.
Doesn't land the shots he needs. Everything gets turned upside down. Eclipse
No, este güey trae todas las puras.
Now it's a 2v1. Perhala has to make the decision. Do I
Y ya
continue
se
to
va.
hold my spot or disengage?
Pucha,
That
güey.
decision is going to be made rather
Simón, ahorita te dejan ir, bro.
Dexy Eclipse there continue to be on the chase. And it's a short-lived chase as they find the elimination to send that full team back to the lobby.
Bro, ahí es meter la presión con el pico. Se gastó todas sus balas ya cuando entró.
To stop it, leading to his demise. Volko Vortex is now right beside Ping and Mixon's box, just kind of eyeballing them down. You can tell they're hungry. They want something here. They want a little snack. Issue is, third zone is quite a ways away. They will have to make a rotate here, but at the same time, if they can get a bit of damage, another question is who's going to rotate first? Who's going to be the duo?
Se murió el Diox. Ay, ay, ay.
There's also a lot of players in the surrounding areas that are
Se
going to be
murió el Diox, bro. El top 2. No, el top 1.
You rotate first because you know as well as I do what you're kind of alluding to. You rotate first.
El top 1.
You're susceptible to kind of getting tagged up. You're susceptible to kind of getting focused there in the lobby. But then
¿Está
you
solo
have
Malibuca?
priority if you're able to make it through unscathed, kind of continue to rotate ahead of everybody else. Now that we've got our staff, they make that rotation very, very quickly in this game to try to get them a spot, which isn't too far off from their POI. Just south of them is going to be fencing fields, but they're separated. Where Stash has a tower on top of a small hill. This is trying to increase the chances of them being able to get surged so they don't have to worry about later games during rotations.
Normally I'm not too against duos being separated.
No
They
tengo
have
gancho,
kind of like
pero
two separate towers, two elevated locations that they've
se pueden hacer que para sacar de buen daño.
Malibuca being so low, it's not
Aqua pelea.
efficient.
¿Contra quién?
The opponents and they are
Contra Hydro y Neps.
It
Ay,
could
ay,
be
ay.
risky, but we'll switch over.
Cuidado.
They were going straight for
Ya
the
bajó
box
Hydro.
to get that damage. They are by Hazy Hillside.
Se van, se van, se van.
Opposite side of the map from what we've been looking at. But it looks like iDrop Nets aren't interested as they continue to rotate.
And I know we were making all these
Pero
jokes,
el
you
Aqua
know,
también
here
llevaba
is
un
it,
chingo sin jugar y
people
lleva
qualifying
finales y
Aqua, Mongraal, a lot of our OGs make it to the
Kami
spot, which just kind of
matando.
shows that they still got it. Especially knowing Aqua starting this game off in 7th place so far throughout 2 games, been pretty consistent. And this one could be the one to kind of push them over the top, ahead of that point curve, because usually after game 3, that's when you see the curve start to form, where you're out in the leaderboard, you're either on top with very little worries, or you're in the middle. That's where you really got to pick up your game.
A ver, Cami, la
Let's take a
repetición.
look here at what Cami was able to do. Looks like they caught Sinet off guard here.
Qué asco, bro. Hasta rompió el metal con esa mierda.
To Cami, dropped him down 50 HP.
Bum, bum, bum.
To recuperate.
Bum, bum, bum.
HP and shield back up. The good news is 3 medkits.
Lo haré matando ahí en la feed.
Basically everything you would need to
Cami,
continue going. You can see now they are rotating in on the side of the zone that has a lot of duos already based up and finishing their rotates even. If you look at the bottom right of the mini map. So even if they take a minute to pause here, in this bush and kind of take a look at where those duos are, they could plan an efficient route.
Yeah, with the zone pulling towards the north, pulling towards the east, I do believe there will be a gap if they continue to either move towards the eastern part of the zone, because a lot of those teams will already have rotated in. Or Stash gets a knock on the duel. Cammy and Seti just kind of eyeing up the rotation, waiting for a lot of these teams in, so that way they can spot them out and figure out where the next what makes this one look easy. Darkness goes in and out of that box almost simultaneously with well-placed double shots.
Merstash now, Reaper in hand. But with 413 damage above the threshold, it's not like they're in an urgency to do much more. You can see the floppers on the ground, the big pots. Spare one's gonna be popped here. What's the rotate they're planning? They have the grapple blades. The big pot Kutami getting put to good use here. Managed to a partner close by.
Sí, deberían ver en dónde pueden caer. Pero es que no les doy intenciones de cambiar de spot.
It sounds like a Rezon fan is going off, and they're trying to chase that one. That's dark. He's lost his teammate maybe a couple of minutes ago into that, and now he's just fighting to keep their game alive here in game 3. Rezon is going to get dropped to just a sliver of HP. He's going to get taken off.
Luego lo revivió. Así tienes que hacerme.
They have more than enough med kits. Blessing in disguise instead of wasting one of those med kits.
Apenas había caído y ya estaba.
10 HP all the way to 100. Now he's going to start off at 30.
Look, Rezon video, we're not letting that one slide. They heard the reboot coming through. Instantly crashed.
A ver, next side drop.
Instantly getting a knock now.
Los mato en random. No
way. He has to pick up his dual partner, but the third party is too dominant.
Mira, Nate Lyon es el que le cae a Mongraal. Puto asco.
After taking out Mongraal and Savage, they have 3 elims on
Y es que encima lo están haciendo bien, bro. Sí, llevan 40 puntos.
Make an off spawn that battle like that count. Kind of get as many points as possible, because nothing is guaranteed going up against a team like Mongraal and Savage, especially with multiple third parties that we've already seen throughout 3 games wanting to disrupt that and try to pick up points on any weak opponents. They have so much distance to cover before they find that safety in toward the zone, and since they got to go over the mountain, they can't even crash pad right out of the gate to get there.
On thin ice in the hills. It opens up some opportunities to kind of use that natural environment to block some shots as you rotate, but at the same time, when it's full of duos, full of players doing the same, it makes it that much more difficult. But look at this once again. Jacob kind of bush base, I guess I'll call it, that Janus and Flixie have continued to do, where I'd say it uses just as much materials as a regular box, but you have a lot more vision. And the you know exactly where you're taking those shots from. You can see now through the launch pads, a bunch of birds in the sky that basically just aim training right now. Unfortunately, it looks like they didn't put 4 hours into it. That's how shots are hopefully the snipe. Unable to connect.
Yeah, I gotta be thinking, yeah, instead of grabbing that smart pistol, the few shots that were able to connect and get them above the damage threshold, continuously, I should say.
A ver, Rezon,
el Tormenta. Pressure yet again from one fight to the next. That's Casper on the other side. And a quick knock going to be found by Rezon. Duo has no other choice but to disengage and continue moving forward in zone.
Aquí, bro, habla.
Another lifeline has been grabbed by
Hola, hola.
Ay, güey. And the material there.
Otra vez va a morir el Badea, bro.
You will see now.